We're continuing in Torah Aleph, Chilik Sheni of Likutay Moharan. The end of Siman Hey, second 2/3 down Siman Hey. Zeh Bechinas Krui Moed Anshe Shem. And this is the idea, this is the Bechin of Krui Moed Anshe Shem. It's a pasuk in Bamidbar. Anshe Shem and Bechinas Sholosh Midos. Now, Anshe Shem is a Bechin of the three Midos. We're going to show how all the three Midos are Bechin of Shem, Bechin of name, and also how Yir Shamayim is a Bechin of name. We said that when you have three bad Midos, Chas v'Shalom, then you can't have Yir Hashem at the same place, and a person has to get rid of the three bad Midos in order to come to Yir Hashem, to proper Yir Hashem. Shekol echad v'echad nikra b'chinas Shem. Each one of the bad Midos, each one of these three bad Midos are called Shem. Mamon, Mamon is called Shem, as it says, B'chol makom asher azkir shmi avo elecha v'verticha. It says in the pasuk, any place where Hashem's name is mentioned, He will come and He will bless us. B'chinas birkas Hashem hitashim, as in the B'chinas of birkas Hashem hitashim, the bracha of Hashem will make us rich. So he's saying that when we mention Hashem's name, that Hashem will come and bless us, and blessing is richness. So Hashem is coming, when we mention His name, He's going to come and give us riches. So we see the riches are related to Hashem's name. Achila, k'mo shekasu v'kara Shem b'veis lechem. And Achila is also a bechina of Shem, as it says that He called name in Beis Lechem. And Lechem here is referring to, the Rebbe is saying is referring to bread, and he's connecting here Shem with Lechem, food with Shem. So we see the midah of Achila, midah of Teres Achila, is also connected to Shem. Mishkal is also Bechin of Shem. Relations with women is also Bechin of Shem. As it says in Megillas Esther, that when Achashverosh wanted a certain woman, so he would call her by name. So here we see that the desire for a woman is also termed or connected, related to the inyan of Shem, of name. And also the Yir Shabalev, fear in the heart, which is the opposite of these three bad midas, or we said these three bad midas need to leave in order for Yir Hashem to come in. Yir Hashem is also Bechin of Shem, also Bechin of the name. The Bechin is Yir Hashem HaNichbad. In the Bechina, as it says in the pasuk, to fear the honored name, Hashem's honored name. So we fear, here the pasuk is saying that we fear Hashem's name. So we see the fear is also connected to the Bechina of Shem, the Bechina of name. Now the Rebbe is taking all these things and putting them back into the pasuk. It says Krui Moed Anshe Shem. Literally, Krui is referring to calling. Moed is referring to the Modos we're going to see. And Shem is people of the name we're going to see what that means. A person has to call the Modos, Dahainu Shalosh Regalim, which the Modos are the three Regalim. The Taken is a Shalosh Midos in order to fix the three Midos. So a person has to be, we said before, it could be the Rebbe here is using the word likros, not to be calling, but to referring to the word yakar, which means to honor. So he's saying that we might, maybe he's saying that if he's reading the word that way, he's saying we have to honor the shalosh regalim. We said before to be mekayim the mitzvahs of the shalosh regalim, and through the kiyum of the mitzvahs of the shalosh regalim, a person will be zochet to destroy the three bad midas, or the three bad midas will leave him, because he'll be mamshich das. The das that we said is mitaken the shalosh midas. Each one of the three modos relates to a certain aspect of das, and each one of the aspects of das destroy or counter one of the bad midas. So when a person is mechabed and does the mitzvahs of the modos properly, then automatically he's able to, or automatically the three bad midas are destroyed, or taken away from him. The person's able to be attacked. Okay, so a person has to be mekayim the shalosh v'tomer. Shem b'chinas anshe shem kanal. The taken is shalosh midos. Shem b'chinas anshe shem. And through krui moed, through being mechabed or through being mekayim the mitzvahs of the moed, which is krui moed. So then anshe shem. Then you'll be able to be metaken the shalosh midos, which is a b'china of anshe shem. People of the name, which could again be referring to. Now you could learn it to be saying that it's taking you from a bechina of a bad anshe shem, of bad types of shem, which is the 3 bad midas that we mentioned before, and it's bringing you into the midah of yiras Hashem, which is also a bechina of shem. So it's bringing you from the bad midas to the good midas. That's why, as you could understand, that's why it's saying anshe shem, and it's not saying to destroy the bad midas. It's still bringing you into a midah of shem, which is yiras Hashem. Now that we spoke about how a person achieves yiras Hashem, through destroying these 3 midas, a person will certainly achieve yiras Hashem. And the way we destroy these 3 midas is being mamshich das into ourselves. And mamshich das, the 3 parts of the das, is related to the three modas. And when we do this, we perfect yiras Hashem inside our heart. And when we said that's the meaning of binyan Yerushalayim. Yerushalayim, we said, is Yira Shalom, Yerushalayim. It's a combination of these 2 words. Vayedei binyan Yerushalayim, and through building Yerushalayim, Hainu Tikkun Shneimos Yir Shebelev, which is being metaken the Yiras Hashem Shebelev, having perfect Yira inside the person's heart. Vayedei Zeh Nivra Malach. Through this, a person creates a Malach. Shemashpia Nevuah, the Klei Nevuah. That this malach, his job or his inyan is to be mashpia nevuah to klei nevuah, to give over the shefa of the nevuah, the power of nevuah, into the vessels of nevuah, to klei nevuah. Ki ha-nevuah ba m'bchinas kruvim. Now we're going to explain a little bit more about how nevuah comes down and how it works, and maybe explains some of these b'chinas in a few places. But nevuah ba m'bchinas kruvim. The nevuah comes from the bechina of the kruvim, the kruvim are the two images of angels that they were on top of the Aron Kodesh inside the Beis Hamikdash. We see the pasuk says that Moshe Rabbeinu heard the call coming from the 2 kruvim. That Moshe Rabbeinu heard nevuah, so to speak, which is the call of Hashem speaking to him from these 2 kruvim. The kruvim are Pizutri. And kruvim are young faces. It says in the pasuk these kruvim were a form of a young children. Meaning, and their face was a small face, a face of a child. And these kruvim, they get their shefa, they get their influence, their spiritual koach from a malach. It says in the Mefurish in the pasuk that the malach will redeem me from all bad, and they will bless the children. Which children are they referring to here? The Rebbe is saying they're referring to the children of the kruvim, Shem Ampe Zutrim, b'chinas kruvim. So the Rebbe is saying here, he's bringing from pasuk malach hagol l'simi kol ra, that the malach will redeem me from all bad, and that he will be mavarich l'sanar, he will bless the children, meaning the Ampe Zutrim, meaning the kruvim. He will send bracha, send blessing into the kruvim, and the kruvim are the kli nevuah that are mashpia nevuah into this world, into people. So we see there's 3 levels here. There's the level of 4, I guess you say. One first step is we're attacking Yerushalayim, we're attacking Yerushalayim, and we have Yerushalayim inside of ourselves. That will create the malach, which is, we call that stage 2. The malach being created will then be mashpia into the kruvim, which is the 3rd stage, which is kli ha-nevuah, the receptacles of the vessels of nevuah. And these kruvim will be mashpia down to us, as Hashem, to be zocha to nevuah. So these are the madrigas, the stages that will happen when a person is zocha to Yerushalayim, to binyan Yerushalayim. Now this malach that was created from a person's yira, his root is in yira. Ki ze osios malach. Ki ze osios malach. Now this is the osios malach. We see that this malach, we said, was created through a person's yira. Through having yira shalom, we said it creates a malach. Now, since this malach source is in yira, we could even see inside of the words malach that this type of malach is created from is Rosh Tevas ki ein machzor lirev. There is no lacking for those who fear Him, meaning for those who fear Hashem. So here we see that a malach is referring to malach is Rosh Tevas ein machzor lirev, which is referring to the fear. This type of malach has. This is a type of malach that is sourced in fear of Hashem. Then, when a person has Yiras Shamayim, then the nevuah will be nimshach into the Kli nevuah, and then from there, the nevuah could come down into the world. And then it is possible for even children to get nevuah. It says in a pasuk that even children and sons and daughters will get nevuah. So when Yiras Shamayim is perfected, which is in Binyan Yerushalayim, then the malach will be created in order to be mashpia nevuah into Klei nevuah, and the Klei nevuah, the kruvim, which will be mashpia down into this world, and even children will be able to have nevuah at that time. However, you have to be very, very careful with the midah of ismanus, of rulership. A person has to be very careful not to take rulership. Because when a person is zocher to Yiras Hashem, then he has a great desire, he has a great longing to rule, to lead over people. Because a person who has Yiras Shamayim, his words will automatically be heard and people will listen to him. And when that happens, then he will have a desire to rule over them. And since his words will be listened to, apparently, if a person says a lot of things and tells people what to do and nobody listens to him, apparently that wouldn't be. You wouldn't desire to rule over people. If nobody's listening, he would probably just give up. But when a person speaks and people listen, so he would feel like there would be a possibility for him to have ismanus. That's a very pashut way of understanding it. Another way you could understand this in here is that if he has Yiras Hashem and he sees that people are listening to him, then automatically he will want to lead other people to serve Hashem. Now, this is a little bit more tricky, and obviously a person should try to help other people serve Hashem. But here, since he's saying he already has Yiras Hashem, and he sees that people are listening to him, so wouldn't he also want to lead other people to serve Hashem? That would be a natural thing. But still, there is warning very, very much about hismanus and about leading other people, and saying that it's a very dangerous thing for. We're going to see it's going to damage nevuah tremendously. And a person has to be very careful not to take on hismanus, because it's very dangerous. So we're going to see more about this. A person has to be very, very careful not to take rulership over other people. Because ismanus, ruling over people, will destroy the shefa of nevuah that will come down. He will destroy this malach, which brings the shefa, the bracha of nevuah, to the kruvim. It will destroy this malach which is created through yira. It doesn't necessarily say that the yira will be destroyed, but he says that the malach which creates nevuah, once a person has yira, will be destroyed. Kishenemar lo ildad umeidad misnamim b'machna Adoni Moshe Kali. So basically Moshe Rabbeinu at a certain time the nevuah was given over to a number of the other gedolim in Moshe Rabbeinu's time, and this nevuah came to them, and he called all the people to come to him, and two of them didn't. Eldad and Medad did not come to Moshe Rabbeinu. They did not, and they didn't come to meet where Moshe Rabbeinu told them to meet. And when the nevuah came down, it came down also to them, since they were also supposed to get nevuah, but they weren't with Moshe Rabbeinu at the time. So Yeshua said, Eldad Medad misnabim b'machanem, that they were prophesizing. They fell down in prophecy. They fell down in the camp, meaning outside of the place they were supposed to be, where everyone else was, because they didn't come. So Yeshua said to Moshe, Adoni Moshe Kalim, said, my master Moshe, destroy them or finish them. It's hard to. I'm not exactly sure which type of interpretation. But in any case, kalem often means to finish or to destroy. So Pirush Rashi, hatalem alem tzorchet tzibur vehem kalim melav. So Rashi explains that Yeshua was not telling them to destroy them and to kill them or put them to death or something like that. He was telling them to give them tzorchet tzibur, to point them as leaders of the tzibur, as big rabbis and people that are in charge of all sorts of important things in the kehillah, and then automatically they will be destroyed automatically. Ki tzorchet tzibur hainu ismanus, because tzorchet tzibur, being in charge and leading, the needs of the tzibur, which is ismanus, mechalu mafsid hanevuah, will destroy the nevuah. And this is what Yeshua was saying to Moshe Rabbeinu: destroy them, meaning destroy their nevuah through giving them ismanus, through giving them tzorchet tzibur, the necessities of the tzibur. If it's put on them and they become leaders, then automatically their nevuah will go down and be destroyed. Kinasem osios klaim, and from the osios malach, which is what the Yerushalayim brings. It brings this malach which is mashpia nevuah. It'll be turned instead. If you flip the osios around, you will get klaim, which means to be destroyed, and meaning the nevuah will be destroyed, not that they themselves will be destroyed. Okay. Vayidei hashpas hanevuah. Now through the shefa of nevuah, afal pi she'in mi. Vayidei hashpas hanevuah, and through the shefa of nevuah, afal pi she'in mi she'yisnabe. Even though nowadays we have nobody to get nevuah, to get actual nevuah. So what's going to be when we have shefa nevuah? When a person has Yerushalayim and he fixes the 3 bad midas, and now he properly fears Hashem. And now he created this malach, and the malach is bringing the shefa of the nevuah into the kruvim, into the malachim, which are mashpia, into the kli nevuah, which actually bring nevuah down to this world, or the nevuah comes down to this world through the kli nevuah, which are the b'chin of the kruvim. So then, what happens if nowadays, or when this happens now, when nobody has the ability to actually have nevuah? So rak sheyesh b'chinas hashpas hanevuah b'olam. Now what we'll have the shefa of a nevuah coming to the world, but nobody can actually have nevuah. Through this, the tefillah will be redeemed. What does this mean? We're going to explain. Because tefillah is very, very high. And people are mizazel, people make fun of, people don't treat it properly. And when people stand to daven, all they want to do is to be finished quickly. They don't want they feel uncomfortable, or they're not machshiv it properly, and they don't want to be married in it. They don't feel that it's important. They want to finish it quickly. They'll go do something else. Maybe they'll learn or do other mitzvahs, or maybe not. Zulus l'bnei Adam. As the Rabbi said, explain this pasuk, Krum Zulus l'bnei Adam, is referring to things that stand in the Rumo Shel Olam, Ubnei Adam Zazlim Behem, and people make fun of them. There are things that are the highest things in the whole world, and people make fun of them. One of these things is tefillah. It's one of the highest things in the whole world, and people they're not to make fun, they're mezazlim. They don't treat it with its proper respect. If we don't recognize the importance of tefillah, we're mezazlim on tefillah. That's what we're doing. What we have to do is we have to treat it properly, as we're going to see. The idea of nevuah, nigelas hatefillah min hagolus. When the tefillah is now bezilzul and people are mezalzel in tefillah, it's as if it's begolus, as if it's not leading properly, it's not its proper state, it's not its proper control and greatness. It's a lowly type of thing that people treat it in a lowly type of way. But when the shefa of nevuah comes into this world, then people treat tefillah properly. So when a person has Yir Shamayim, and especially when Al Klal Yisrael has Yir Shamayim, then the shefa of nevuah will come down in a great way, in a very strong way, and automatically people will be machshiv tefillah much, much more. So even though we don't actually get nevuah, we do have the power of tefillah, and we will have the importance of tefillah. We'll recognize and be able to feel the importance of tefillah when we have Yir Shamayim, and this malchus greater than the shefa of nevuah comes down to this world. As it says with, I think this is Abimelech, that took Sarimeno. So Hashem told Abimelech to give back Sarah, Imenu, and then Avram Avinu, since he's a Navi, he will daven for you and you will get better. So here we see that Nevuah is connected directly with Tefillah. So they said about the Baal Shem Tov that he was able to do miracles with Tefillah alone. So a person through the koach of Nevuah, through these other types of spiritual powers, a person could also do miracles. But if a person has Tefillah proper, really proper Tefillah, so he could do miracles also through Tefillah. Shaydei Nevuah, Tefillah b'shleimus. That through the Nevuah, the Tefillah is b'shleimus. So even if we can't actually get Nevuah nowadays, we could get Tefillah. And Tefillah is a very powerful thing. It's not a pasha thing. Shaydei Nevuah, Tefillah b'shleimus. Tefillah is b'chinas bornis v'sayim b'chinas Nevuah. Because Tefillah is b'china of creating nivs v'sayim, movements of the lips, b'chinas Nevuah. I'm not exactly sure how this pasuk fits in. Not exactly sure how this pasuk fits into the parish of what the Rebbe is trying to bring. The Rebbe is trying to say here that tefillah is bechinas nivus v'sayim, which is meaning creating the movements of the lips, the speech, and that is. It could be means to say that Hashem is creating the words that a person says in his tefillah. That is nevuah. What is nevuah? When a person falls down or a person gets nevuah, he speaks words of Hashem. So the Rebbe brings this in a few places in Ishtapchus Nefesh. He says that Hispodus is a type of Ruach HaKodesh, and here, what it means is that Hashem puts the words inside a person's mouth. And it says, I think the Joshim even say that Hashem is mazmin, dibur na, tefillah na, in the mouth of the tzaddik, because Hashem wants to hear the tefillas of tzaddikim. And it could be that the explanation here is for these psukim. Again, I don't have it 100% clear, but it makes sense again to say that this is what the Rebbe is saying here. That bornis v'sayim means that Hashem is creating the words for a person's tefillah, and that is a b'chin of nevuah, because Hashem is creating the words for a person. That's what happens when nevuah. A person speaks, and Hashem puts the words, so to speak, inside a person's mouth. It's a b'chin of nevuah, of prophecy. Not necessarily again that we're saying the future when we daven, let's say if we're to do Hispodus, the fact that I'm saying the words that Hashem puts in my mouth is a b'china of that could be a pirush for this.